information in how do you take the ideas from here and bring them to the market. How do we make them viable enough for people to want to pay for them? And so I created this system. One of the things that I saw when I was overseas, it was a cohort. We were the inaugural cohort. We had a French Canadian male, Australian woman, 5 or 6 Indonesians, a couple Singaporeans, and like 3 Americans. And the challenge was to go from your idea to the market in 30 days. And what we found was that the white male was the first one to execute his idea because he almost literally had no fear. But the minorities, even the Indonesian males, typically were like, I don't think I can do this, I'm not cut out for this, I don't have the confidence, I don't have the skills. And I would hear the same thing in the classroom and when I was working with clients at the SBDC. So it really kind of became, I had to start focusing on the mindset of what does it take to solve a problem, because not everybody feels like they're an entrepreneur, but what's the mindset behind how do I take my genius, like I'm so good at this and people tell me all the time that I'm good at it, but I'm not charging enough, or I'm not creating the life that I know I deserve or the life that I've imagined. And so looking at all the concepts and content that I've kind of put together, or that I've learned, I put together this model that looks at the mindset of it, the mindset behind starting your business or growing your business or launching a new idea, and it's the Becoming Fearless Blueprint. So what you have, it's double-sided. So on the back of your sheet on the landscape section, that's the blueprint. And so Fearless is this acronym. It stands for foundation, evaluation, analysis, retraining, leverage, and sustainability. So I'll just run through each of those briefly, just in the interest of time and everything. But it's really inspired by this concept called business model generation. And when I went to Bali, during our program, the very first question that our instructor asked us was, what's the most important problem that you want to solve in the world right now? And I never thought about it that way. I'm just like, well, I just want to bartend. That's all I want to do, right? But it's a serious question because I know that I'm not the only bartending company out there, and so you have to think about what is it that makes you different. What are you committed to in the way that you start your business or operate your business that is a solution that you offer to your potential customers? So with the Becoming Fearless Blueprint, I really start kind of in the center where it says value transformation, because that's where, from our own mindsets as the creators of your businesses and the co-creators of your success, is you have to get in touch with what value you offer, what solutions do you offer, and you have to own it. But that again, it lends itself back to the whole mindset stuff. So that's why retraining is a core part of the Becoming Fearless model, because we have to have a different idea about who we are, what value we offer, and what our time is worth. A lot of times we think, oh, I'm new, I've never done this, I don't have this degree or this certificate, so I probably should just price myself at the lower end until I get some credibility. But what you aren't doing is giving yourself credit for the value that you offer, the problem, the specific problem that you're committed to solving. So one of the questions that I want you guys to think about is, in your business currently, what would you say is the problem, the specific problem that you are solving, and for what type of people?
Is that rhetorical, or you want us to answer it?
Yep, I want you to answer it.
Well, mine's pretty, I think, clear cut. I mean, I'm solving a problem of home ownership.
Okay.
For some people who need to be out of their homes and in a new home after relocating. And
Okay.
so that's my goal, is to make them happy, provide good customer service, and get them into the right home.
So if they're looking for a new home and getting out of the old home, what's the feeling though that they have that you're addressing with your service or with your expertise?
What's the feeling that I'm giving them?
That they already have. that you're addressing. Your service addresses this feeling of, is it frustration? Are they scared?
Yeah, well, so maybe fear of not knowing, how to sell their own property. A lot of fear associated with a lot of the legal aspects of a transaction. I mean, most sellers don't know that they're in Florida. There's a case, Johnson v. Davis, where if you don't provide notice of all material defects in your home, that you could be sued and probably get treble damages along with attorney's fees. Things like that people try and do things on their own. Those are like traps. And so probably a lot of fear, resolving that fear, peace of mind. Sometimes it's knowing that like a realtor can do something more efficient and faster than they can do on their own, because they know where to find buyers. Problem solving.
So then a part of that, just, as a hot seat kind of case study thing is, instead of just I help people find homes, I help people overcome the fear and frustration of home buying. And that speaks to me, right? Like, I've been in my home, 2 years, and luckily my realtor was a really good friend, but I have friends that have nightmarish stories. I'm like, oh God, I'm glad that wasn't my story. But if you can, if in your marketing messages and with Katie's genius, right, you say, I can help you through the home buying process without the fear and